Hi guys, just another book review from me. This is on a book that actually I haven't read recently. I read it a couple of months ago, but it stuck with me and I wanted to review it. I'll explain more later, but it's a book review of The Stone Man by Luke Smitherd. Just to give you a rough idea of the story, I don't want to say too much because I think the whole point of the book is the story being revealed as you go. But the basic concept is that one day, there's a journalist who discovers this, but one day a large stone man just appears in the middle of Coventry town centre, city centre, and he just appears there. It's this huge stone statue, and nobody knows what it is, and there's sort of lots of people are interested, and this journalist happens to be there, and then suddenly the stone man starts walking, and everything that's in his path is just being destroyed. So he's knocking down buildings and all sorts, and the story is all about discovering where he's going, why he's going, and the journalist who happened to be there and got the break of his life for his career, trying to unravel what's happening and becoming more and more involved as he does. Now, to put it bluntly, I absolutely loved this book. It was recommended to me by my dad. He found it randomly on a Kindle way, I don't know, and he just randomly found it. It's not very well read, and he recommended it to me because he knows I like science fiction. And I think for me, the really key thing is the idea. I know I harp on about concepts all the time, but to me, this idea of a stone man that nobody knows why it's there, nobody knows why it's moving, you get completely gripped and completely into the story, and you just have to see it out. You have to know what's going to happen. I found in terms of the story, it had its ups and downs. There were some bits that I could not put down, other bits, where you're just reading them and then you're having to read the page again because you're not really sure. So it was a bit up and down, but to me it generally was a really good story, and I really recommend it to people because it feels a bit more independent as well. It doesn't feel like your run-of-the-mill book that everybody's read. I feel like I've really a true reader because I've read this book that is much less well known. In terms of trying to sort of say what the negative parts of the book would be, I find that quite difficult. Because for me, the thing I found most irritating about it was the main character. He is blooming irritating. He's not a nice person. And the more you find out about him, the lower your opinion is, and that's quite annoying. But that's actually what the author has chosen to do. So yeah, I'm not sure that really counts as a negative. I think it was intentional, and it didn't affect my enjoyment of the story one bit. It was just, I like to connect with the character, and I didn't feel any connection with him at all. So it was more my own feeling sorry for myself because I didn't connect with any of the characters, more than a negative of the writing. So one of my favourite things about this book is the weird thing that happened to me when I finished reading it. I'm sure I'm not the only Kindle extraordinaire out there. I love reading on a Kindle, and I always get intrigued when you can feel the story building to an end, but when you look at the percentage at the bottom, you can see that you're barely at 90%, and you think, oh, I wonder what the rest of the book's going to be. And for me, it was the bit at the end that really turned it around for me. That there was a long piece of writing at the end by the author that talked about his reasons for writing and literally begging me to go and write an Amazon review, and that really connected me with the author in a way that I've not really experienced before, to be honest. I felt connected with him, funnily enough, in a way that I hadn't with the character. I was connected with him. I wanted his book to do well. I wanted to go out and write an Amazon review, and that really helped, and it added an extra element at the end. As well as that, there is also a kind of alternative ending, which is completely intriguing, and he talks about his reasons behind the ending he chose, and I think I enjoyed seeing the book from another side, almost seeing it from the writer's perspective and understanding the decisions that he'd made. And for me, that was actually a big plus. I wouldn't like to see it in all books because it would be really irritating. But as a one-off, I thought it added an extra dimension to the book, which I loved. So overall, I think on Goodreads I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it. I liked the book. I loved the story. Bit drawn out at times, but a positive book that I highly recommend. I think me and my dad talked about this for hours after we'd read it, about what we thought about it. It was one of those books that you want to talk to people about, and an element of the author's begging is the reason that I'm doing this book review. I read the book ages ago, but I want people to I want people to read it. I want people to like it. So please give it a go. I don't know how much it costs, but give it a go, and please let me know what you think. Oh, added extra, by the way, I tweeted the author afterwards and he replied. So again, we are really connected now. So go and check him out. Maybe I'll put his Twitter into the description, and you can go and check him out and see what you think, because he seems like a really nice guy and you should definitely read his book. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.